Hi, this is Tony Batt in Washington, D.C. for Gambling Compliance. I'm right outside the White House. It's Thursday, May 20th. Yesterday, I was up on Capitol Hill in the House Ways and Means Committee covering a hearing on internet gambling, specifically on a bill by Congressman Jim McDermott of Washington State, which would raise $72 billion over the next 10 years by taxing internet gambling. The split would be $31.5 billion to the federal government, $30 billion to state governments, and $10.5 billion for the care of foster children. Now, the hearing did not make much headway as far as moving the legislation to a final resolution and passage into law. However, it did begin the dialogue, and it was the first congressional hearing this year on internet gambling legislation. McDermott's bill is a companion bill to legislation by Barney Frank, who is the Massachusetts Democrat, who is the chairman of the House Financial Services Committee. Chairman Frank testified at the hearing yesterday before the Ways and Means Committee and said that he hopes to have a vote on his bill by the Financial Services Committee in July. However, Chairman Frank has been saying that the bill would be passed by the committee as early as February of this year. So it's very uncertain about the fate regarding the Frank bill and, frankly, about the McDermott bill as well. So the legislation at this point by Chairman Frank has 69 co-sponsors. The legislation by Congressman McDermott has 5 co-sponsors. But McDermott says that he will be able to get a lot more support when Frank's bill is approved by his committee and begins moving through the House. So we'll have to see how that goes. Now, yesterday, an issue that came up was the deposit tax, which would be paid by internet gambling operators, not by gamblers, but internet gambling operators. And they would pay this to the state governments where the gamblers live, who open accounts with these various internet gambling websites. They also would be paying taxes to the federal government, and of course about a fourth of that share that goes to the federal government is going to be set aside for foster children care. So it's very hard to tell at this point whether or not there is going to be legislation passed on online wagering this year. I think it's fairly safe to say that at this time next year, I may well be back in front of you talking about the same issue.